everyone. We hope you're staying healthy, that you're staying safe, that you're following the rules to create some social distance between you and your neighbors and your friends. And we also want to make sure that we are finding ways to connect together as a church community, as the Crowded House Network. And one way we're going to do that is by providing 2 devotionals each week. One of them is for adults or for entire families, and one is specifically geared towards kids. So this one is our first one for adults. It's the COVID-19 devotional number 1. And I want to speak a little bit about the book of John and the first chapter specifically. In the first chapter, Jesus is described as light. In the very first few verses, it's talking about Jesus as the Word, and the Word is God, and the Word is made flesh, and the Word is light, and the darkness of the world tries to overcome the light, but the darkness can't. It says that the darkness cannot overcome the light. And right now we are in this time of darkness, of social isolation. We're in a time where there's fear and there's confusion, and we need to be people that remember that this moment of darkness will never overcome the light. When I was a kid, I was probably 8 or 9 years old when my parents did this. They read us this passage of scripture, and then we had this big old 3-story Victorian house. And I remember that they shut off all the lights and they read this scripture to us, and they gave us soda cans, and they said, in this darkness there's treasure, and you've got to find it, but you only get one tool, and it's a soda can. And as you can imagine, the soda can was pretty useless. And my brother and sister and I, we were wandering through our house, bumping into walls, into furniture, and my parents were just sitting in the living room laughing as they heard us hurting ourselves throughout the dark house. And then out of nowhere, my mom lights a match, and she lights a candle that my dad is holding, and this big 3-story house just fills up with light. And all of a sudden, my brother and sister and I, we could see our way around this home. We could see our way around the world. And as I was processing that as a kid, and now, it was a great reminder that while things may be dark, the smallest bit of light will transform people's lives. The smallest bit of light will transform a world. And so we need to be people that remember that while it's dark, and it is dark, this is darkness that's happening right now, that there's still light, and that the darkness will never overcome that light. And so I want you to ponder 2 things. The first thing is this: where are you seeing light now? The darkness can overwhelm us. The darkness can lead us to depression. This isolation, this social distancing leads to loneliness. And it's important for us to remember that there is light in the world, and we need to look for it. And so if you're going for a walk, where are you seeing people being good to one another? If you have to go to work, where are you seeing things that are good taking place that you can notice as encouragement and reminder that there's light in this world? And so start thinking about that. Where am I seeing light? Maybe it's a funny meme or a movie that you haven't watched in a long time that just makes you laugh and remember that things can be good again. So the first thing I want us to think about is, where am I seeing light? And the second thing is this: where can I be light? It's not enough for us to look for light, but we also need to be light. And so what are some ways we can do that? A few practical ideas, and then some things you can come up with on your own. If you're married, have a date night in your house. Put the kids to bed early, and watch a movie with your husband or your wife, or open a bottle of wine, and have a nice dinner, just the 2 of you. If you have to work still and you're on your way to work, take some Post-it notes and write some encouraging words to your neighbors and stick it on their front doors. If you have kids, let them stay up a little bit later and give them some sidewalk chalk and have them go draw pictures in the neighbors' driveways, assuming that your neighbors would find that fun and good. There's all sorts of ways for us to be people of light. We can call people we haven't spoken to in a while. We can forgive people that need forgiveness. We can seek reconciliation when necessary. We can Skype or Zoom or FaceTime in to our grandparents or our parents. All sorts of ways that we can continue to be light in a world that is facing darkness. And this darkness right now is loneliness and anxiety driving. And so how can we relieve that? By reaching out, by writing notes, by drawing pictures, by laughing, by connecting with our husband or our wife. All these things are ways that we can be people who create light in the darkness, and be a part of the group of people who are overcoming this moment of fear and anxiety and loneliness. And so whether you're gathering online with your groups, or you're just calling people, or you're just discussing with your immediate family in your home, answer those 2 questions. Where am I seeing light in this darkness? And the second one is, how can I be light in the world? We look forward to gathering with you online in multiple ways throughout the coming weeks. But more importantly, we're excited when all this darkness goes away and we get to gather again in each other's homes and share meals together. We look forward to that day.